Hi, it's Joe.
You know, we have Andrew Tate, we have Jesse Meester.
And that they had an original plot to decapitate me.
They tied him to a chair in a dark shower for weeks.
I've never made such a big mistake in my life.
Okay, sorry about all this. I got a call from Joe and I had to take it.
No problem. That takes priority over anything. Would you like to introduce yourself to the viewers?
Yeah, my name is Tammy Springer and I'm actually executive assistant to Joe Exotic and his power of attorney.
So when did you first hear about Joe Exotic?
When I watched Tiger King.
Oh yeah, I think like most of us.
Like everybody else.
Yeah. Now, this question is directed to Joe Exotic. On your behalf, what can the people do to help you get out of prison, and what message do you want them to spread?
Hey, Francisco. Hi, it's Joe, man, and I appreciate the hell out of you having Tammy on your podcast. You know, it's just plain and simple. I need people all over the world to get vocal and make this political, because basically I'm a political prisoner for the Big Cat Safety Act. And being able to create a monopoly on tigers in America, scamming people thinking that we have this big tiger emergency in America, and we don't. The only hope that I have, you know, I'm on appeal right now, and I'm on a motion for a new trial, but they could drag that out for years if they wanted to. I need people out there to get as vocal as Brittany Griner's wife and her coach is, and get on the White House's ass. President Biden and Vice President Harris campaigned on the promises of making justice reform and prison reform, and they have done nothing for prison reform or justice reform. And if having their alleged hitman coming out on national television, world television, and admitting that he lied to the grand juries and to the trial jury, and that they had an original plot to decapitate me, isn't enough evidence that I'm wrongfully convicted and wrongfully held in an American prison. I just need y'all to rally together, get loud, and make it political before November.
As we know, on the 20th of March 2020, Tiger King was released, and it was an instant hit across the globe. At the time of it being released, Joe was and still is in jail. Has this show made any impact on getting Joe out of prison?
Well, yeah, because it's made him famous.
Sure, yeah.
And you know, and it's nothing that he did. I mean, he certainly knew that they were filming, but he had no idea it was going to blow up like it did.
Yeah.
So yeah, it brought a lot of attention to his case.
Is there anything the fans and the public can do to help Joe Exotic get out of prison?
That's a good question. You know, it's kind of a helpless feeling because it's the legal system.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot you can do to change that. But I mean, what we're doing now is we're just getting celebrities on board, you know, mainly through Instagram. We have Jesse Meester. We're trying to get more people on board with it so that we can make it a bigger movement.
I remember quite a long time ago, I talked to someone, you know, from your team, and they were very surprised about the amount of support from the UK. But over here, everyone knows who Joe Exotic is. It's crazy. Yeah,
from what I've heard, he's more famous there than he is here. I mean, there's a lot of people here that support him, but there's a lot of people that don't. So there's just as many that don't.
It's been a number of years now since the Netflix show was released. Has there been any more recent changes in Joe's life or any new updates which you can give us?
Well, he's getting divorced from his husband, Dylan. So he's in the middle of that now.
Oh,
They're
wow.
trying to come to a settlement. And he has a new fiance. His name is Seth Posey. As far as his case, they've filed a motion for a retrial. So they're trying to get him a new trial based on the affidavits that all witnesses have signed recanting their testimony. So they're still waiting on that. And they've also filed an appeal, which starts next month. That's to try to get his sentence reduced. So they're doing several different things.
Now, Joe, throughout your life, you've had many things happen, as seen in the documentaries. If you had to go back in time, what would you change exactly if you had to change one thing?
The main thing is I wouldn't let Jeff Lowe in my life. I've never made such a big mistake in my life by allowing that man to even come to my zoo. He's such a scam artist and such a criminal. He has to have something on an FBI agent, or he should be in jail by now.
We were just talking about before about celebrities and stuff. In more recent news, the popular social media figure Andrew Tate has been showing his support for Joe and the team.
Right.
With his influence, have you seen a positive impact?
Well, I mean, he has a lot of followers. We haven't really seen any results from that yet. You know, we have Andrew Tate, we have Jesse Meester. They both have millions of followers. And these people have a lot of influence, so that we're hoping that they can reach a lot of people to grow the movement.
Definitely. I think it's great, even 2 years after, you know, the initial blow up of Joe Exotic, like, it's still going on. Because usually things die out, you know, but seeing all these new people come on board is great.
Yeah, I don't think they really tried too much to do that before.
When I was looking at the Instagram, I saw a few pictures of Joe in prison. He had like marks on his hands and stuff. Is he being badly treated in prison? And if so, what is your opinion on this? And do you have any messages to the government who are letting that happen?
Yeah, so that physical abuse that happened, it was actually a sexual assault. And that was when he was in Grady County. So he was in federal custody, but he wasn't at a federal prison yet. So I want to say that because I don't want to say that the Bureau of Prisons, federal prisons, did that to him. Okay. But he was in federal custody, but he was in a county jail at the time. One of the staff members tried to sexually assault him, and he fought back. And so that they tied him to a chair in a dark shower for weeks, naked. And that's what caused the skin to come off his wrist. Just the conditions he lives with the discrimination because he's gay. There's a lot of that from the staff. There's really bad medical care. He has a couple of medical conditions that are congenital he was born with. One is an immune disorder and the other is a type of anemia. So he has to get blood infusions every 4 weeks, and they have not been in the past good about that. They've been making him wait 8-12 weeks for his infusions, which makes him sick. He hasn't been in very good health, and he had cancer. He just finished radiation for that, so he's recovering from that. Right now he's suffering from a bad tooth. He has a dental issue, and in the prison they don't treat it. They just pull it, but they make you suffer for months. He's pretty miserable right now, waiting to get a tooth pulled. He's dealing with all that, and and he's sitting in prison innocent because he didn't do what they said that he did. It's hard for him. The whole system is corrupt, and he's a political prisoner because he's there for an agenda, and he's not guilty, and he was set up. Once you get a jury verdict, it's really hard to overturn that. Even if you can get a new trial or get the verdict overturned, it takes years.
Would you say prison has changed Joe?
Oh yeah. I mean, he says all the time that he's never going to be the same. For one thing, he's never going to have animals in a cage. Now that he's in a cage, he said he thinks it was wrong and he would never do that. Plus the fact that he's just, he doesn't really want to go back into the animal world just because look where it got him. It's just, it's not worth it. So it's changed him in that way. But also, he used to believe in, if you told the truth, that justice would be served, but it wasn't in this case. So I think that he's realized now how corrupt the system is, especially at the federal level. People have been talking about Brittany Griner and other prisoners that we have here that are in Russia, and about how bad it is in Russian prisons because they have a 99% conviction rate. Well, guess what? We have 98% here, federal.
Really?
At the federal level.
Wow.
Because the federal government does not like to lose, so they will convict you any way they can. Adding those animal charges was one thing they did to try to make him look like a monster to the jury.
We were just talking before about Donald Trump. I think most of us seen the clip where, I'm not sure who it was, but someone asked him a question about Joe and being pardoned.
I'll take a look. Is that Joe Exotic? That's Joe Exotic.
And he said he'll look into it. Did he ever actually look into it?
Nobody knows. I doubt it. I doubt it. I mean, Joe's old team was saying, oh yeah, we're going to get you a pardon, we're going to meet with Trump and all that, but they never did.
There's a lot of rumors about him, running again in 2024. So, do you think he'll honor his word then?
Who, Trump?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he didn't pardon him the first time. I don't know why he would pardon him a second time.
Is there any places where, your fans can go and buy merchandise and stuff to help support Joe?
And I run the website. The official website of Joe is joeexoticusa.com. And you can find everything on that website. We have a news page with all the latest news. We have a shop where you can buy merchandise, shirts, and all kinds of stuff. And we also have the evidence where you can read the whole motion for retrial, which has all the new evidence. You can sign his petition. You can find all his social media there. Just everything is there.
For this video, I'll make sure to leave all of the, the website and everything in the description.
Okay.
This question is also directed for Joe. So when you get out of prison, what do you look forward to doing?
What do I look forward to when And if I make it out of here alive, right now, I would give up all of the fame and everything to just get home to Fort Smith, Arkansas, and get married to Seth Posey and move on with my life. I know that the fame and all of the publicity is going to follow me, and that's fine, but I'm looking forward to doing some concerts and helping raise money to make little kids' faces be able to smile. That's pretty much it. I'm going to be a pretty simple person. All of this fame and stardom has not went to my head. I'm just going to go to Arkansas and be a normal human being and have a family for a change. So, again, thank all of your listeners for helping me out, be my voice, send everybody my love, and I hope we can get President Biden to wake up before November. It would be probably the best thing he could do is sign my pardon and let me go home and admit that the Department of Justice did wrong. Y'all have a good one. Thanks again.